So everything is coming together except for this one thing. I have to figure out how to get the hands to come off the guitar so that it can spin, and then put the hands back on the guitar. Or we figure out a way to put it at the end of a song so that when you drop the hands off the guitar and it spins, you don't need to put your hands back on it. But what I've got so far is rods mixed with strings. So there'll be 2 metal rods for the hands and strings for the rest of the marionette. As usual, I use fishing line, filament. This has been really hard. All that I'm trying to do is figure out how to get the hands off the guitar and back onto the guitar, because there's no way to have the guitar spin if the hands are touching. I'll repeat that several times in this video. Apologies. There's no editing going into this thing, just the information. So I repeat stuff, and I hope we did okay for you. Let's see. Vinyl Burns. How's it going, man? Looking good. Looking real good. I hope you're looking good. This is where we find out, because there's so many options that I need to talk to Kim about as far as vinyl goes. Now look at this vinyl. I have to correct the hair color. That's the first thing I'll say is I have to correct the hair color, and my girlfriend does that for me. I'm terrible at color. She's excellent at it. So she's going to come and help me refine the hair color and the tube, of course. But that's your hair. Now I could make that bigger, or I could make it do other things. Check this out. So that's your scalp. Personally, I think you got a real Johnny Depp, Hunter S. Thompson thing going when I do it like this. Now another option for the toupee, as far as the way that it goes, I'm getting these repainted tomorrow. This is the underpaint. My girlfriend's going to help me do the actual paint for your hair color. I just, I'm trying to get something I can work with here so that I can show you the options. Now there's the flipping straight up in the air and back down on the string option that you've seen, straight down. Or there's this option, more like a lid. Hold on. Or there's this option. It would lift out more like a lid. So it would be attached here and just lift up. Hinged, so we could hinge it at the back of his head and just lift it up, and you'd see under the scalp before it closed. So it'd be, instead of going up completely off, it'd be attached to the back and just kind of flap and wave. Do you understand? I think that looks kind of cool too. And the thing about that is I could make it a lot more snug as far as the way that it fits. Look here. There's a metal piece on the inside. I'm going to paint all this. There's a metal piece there that attaches to the magnet on top of your head. Foof. Holds you in place. Yeah. So there's a metal bit there that is attracted to this magnet bit here. You can see it under the skin, and then it holds it in place. Thus, see that balance? Check that out. I was trying to count it up. I've made something like 15 or 20 guitar players. Joan Jett, Jimi Hendrix, of course, twice, and then I made like Kevin Parker for John Higbee recently, and I just made so many, and they all have one thing in common. Usually the string passes from this side of the guitar underneath the shoulder. I'm going to show you that exactly in a second. Look at this though. How cool is that? That looks pretty good, right? Wow. It's going to look great with your music on. Every other guitar player that I've ever made, the string has to pass from the outside of the hand through the guitar, underneath the arm, up to the controls. You see it on this Jimmy as well. It's the original Jimmy, the one I made in high school. See, the string starts at his thumb, passes through the Strat, comes out the back of the Strat, see, and goes all the way up to the controls. So if you look here, you'll see that this is strung around the neck. There's a string passing completely around the neck. And that's the issue as far as getting vinyl to let the guitar spin. The strings, he's strung at the neck and he's strung at the body. And the only way to figure it out, these hands have to be behind the guitar. I'll show you what I mean. Because the guitar has to be able to clear the two hands. I can't have it strung to the guitar. I can't even have the hands in front of the guitar. Right? The hands have to be behind the guitar so that I can complete the access. See that balance? Check that out again. In order to get it to do the helicopter, it has to be able to pass in front of those hands. Okay? So that's what it is right now. Anyway, the hand is oversized. It's got this extra wide groove in it, you'll see. And that's to catch the guitar as it completes its rotation. And it would catch it. Okay, you get the idea? I can't do it with one hand. There you go. I'm trying to figure out a way to get his hands off of the guitar neck. The only thing I've come up with so far, I love that it's balanced. The only thing that I've come up with so far is to involve rods. Now, I've used this a lot in the last year. Rods and magnets. This would be not string controls because they would have to pop off so that you can then put your guitar and strum it like this. I'm sorry, I don't have a free hand. You get the idea, right? So look at that. See how it does? It goes back into shape. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty proud of that. Well, let's have a look at your scalp, shall we? Patwink. It spins. It's your wig. It's flipping. There's a little magnet under here, underneath your scalp. You can just see it because I want to be able to show you where it is. I can make it smoother. Sorry, there's no one here to operate the camera and the marionette, so I'm doing my best. Right hand, left hand. Here we go. This is how high I can get. I mean, the wig can go all the way up to the controls. It's only going as high as that because that's how high I have it strung. But it'll go as high as you want, like really high, all the way as high as the controls, depending on how hard you flip it. As for this guitar, this is tricky. This is the trickiest part. Watch, let's spin it again. And it will ultimately come back to that weight. I mean, I'm pretty proud of that. It does come back. There's no magnets involved in that, but I think there's going to have to be. And here is why. In order to get this hand, this is where things stand right now with your marionette. Okay? Now don't flip your wig over how long it's taken. Just be happy that it will be as good as I can possibly make. And if you want to make this toupee longer, let's talk about that. There's so many things I want to talk to you about. Maybe we should Skype. Okay? I just want this to be awesome. Okay, here we go. I hope you're awesome. I hope you're having a good time. I saw that you're on the road, man. I hope you're having a great time. Thanks again, man.